It's time now for Upon Further Review, brought to you by Ogeechee Technical College, Education with Purpose, and by Dr. Lincoln Lippincott with the Sleep Apnea Center in Statesboro. And now, here they are, Josh Aubrey and Nate Hirsch.
And we're happy to welcome you in. It's a brand new edition of Upon Further Review, along with Josh, part of the Statesboro Herald's online team. This is Nate. We're up top of ERA, Hirsch Real Estate Team, buying or selling real estate. Talk to the folks. They are downstairs at 408 South Zetterauer Avenue at ERA Hirsch Real Estate Team. See, one of us prepared for St. Patrick's Day. Since, I'm always slightly Irish.
Think ahead, Nate. You're slightly Irish.
You know me. I actually planned for these shows. I mean, I wish I could be like you. You do all the work and the production.
Call. Let me know. Hey, it's Easter week.
That's in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
We're pink or something. I guess.
So anyway, we will be looking ahead later on in the show to the Schenkel Golf Tournament. That's coming up Friday, Saturday, and Sunday out at Forest Heights. And we will also catch you up to date on what's been going on with a lot of our Georgia Southern teams. We'll have some highlights from the the end of the basketball season for our basketball guys. And let's start with that. I'll go back. Let's go in reverse order of how things went, because that started last Thursday, and they were the number 5 seed. And they were playing the number 8 seed, and even though they had lost twice to South Alabama.
Yeah, you think you got the 5 seed, you're going to be the favorite, and they came out cold as ice.
I was just really disappointed that we just didn't even look like Georgia Southern. It's one thing, we lost those last 2 road games to Lafayette and to Monroe, and I knew those teams might be a little bit better. But
Monroe was pretty hot, and Lafayette's played pretty well.
And they had, Sean Long.
Yes,
who's pretty good. But I kept thinking South Alabama. I just wasn't that impressed. Yet, we didn't play well against them this year, and you cannot be. I mean, I was just. I was very disappointed. Let's just say that.
Well, I'm quite sure Coach Byington was as well.
And that's the thing. And his comments.
They did play a better second half.
They
couldn't play a worse first half.
And Mike Hughes gets in foul trouble, but we were totally out of sync.
Nate, everybody's coming back.
Okay.
We got everybody coming back next year, don't we? All the starters?
Yes.
That's a good thing. Think of the positive.
I just think that we didn't show Now, I wasn't expecting us to win the tournament.
It's disappointing because they made it to the championship game last year.
Right.
Made a run this year. You figured they were 10-10, but we've said it, and you can go back, and we've said it all along. They're good enough to beat pretty much any team in the league, and they're bad enough when they're not on.
Didn't shoot well, and that's all. Yeah.
To lose to anybody, and that's obviously, that's what happened. And one and done is very frustrating.
That's all. And again, of course, South Alabama gets beat the next night. And again, basically the seeded teams after that all won their games. I mean, Georgia State got knocked out that first night also in a 1-point loss. And it wound up with the top 2 seeds playing on Sunday afternoon. And even though Little Rock was trailing at half there, they come back and win by 20.
That's all I saw was the final score. I didn't really watch the game, so I just saw it and I just assumed they ran away with it.
Monroe was really leading most of the first half and playing quite well, and it went from kind of like all of a sudden now, and Little Rock's capable when they start hitting their threes.
I think Little Rock could pull off the upset, and we've mentioned the 12-5 are more upsets than the 11-6. And we have a couple of teams we're familiar with that ended up with 12s because Chattanooga from the Southern Conference got a 12. Unfortunately, they play Indiana, who's a pretty good team. I'm not saying Purdue's not good, but I think Little Rock could beat anybody because they've got what you need. They've got some size.
Yeah.
They can run out some guys that are 6'10", 6'11", and you don't expect that sometimes from some of the smaller conferences. and they've been so hot all year. And like you said, if they hit some threes as well,
they're going to have to. Now,
dangerous.
Purdue, by the way, did see them lose by just 3 in the championship game to Michigan State on Sunday.
Nate, the NCAA tournament's a weird thing.
Oh, we know that.
12-5s happen all the time. And that's 2 teams we're just throwing out there.
Right. Meanwhile, the women's tournament, the surprise was Arkansas State, who had dominated the whole year, got beat in the semifinals, and Troy upsets Arkansas Little Rock. I guess they're calling them just Little Rock now. But in a thriller, 61-60, where they scored late and blocked a shot right at the buzzer, and say they'll go on to the women's championships this year. Their first appearance as, I think, a member of the Sun Belt.
Now, was there any chance that an at-large berth would go? Could it be a 2 seed? Because weren't they ranked around 25th, 26th?
Yeah, they were. And that's going to be, again, we'll find that out, I guess, as this week progresses. They have not done the women, as we tape our show.
Right.
They had not done the women's seeds yet. Meanwhile, they did do, of course, the brackets on Sunday afternoon, and for the first time, they took a half-hour show
and turned it into
a 2-hour show.
Well, you know what? You turn the microphone over to Charles Barkley, and he can just vamp for an hour if he needs to,
and
right?
Then I saw it, the brackets got leaked on Twitter, and they were actually right, by the way, because they had it way ahead. But otherwise, you had to wait around and see who got in, who didn't get in. The little guys didn't get in. Monmouth, who a lot of people thought might have a chance to get in, they didn't make it. Syracuse did get in.
Vanderbilt got in.
Vanderbilt
My
got
boys,
in.
I was very surprised.
Right, they get to play in Dayton, though.
Yeah, they play Wichita State.
Right, so there's definitely some teams, as there is every year.
Middle Tennessee State, boom,
Blue Raiders.
They're in there.
They're in there. The interesting thing of the conference tournaments, more number 1 seeds this year.
Lost?
Lost. You had only 11 of the 31 tournaments.
Conference champions won.
Regular season number 1 seed did not. So 20 of those teams will automatically go to the NIT.
That's true.
You talk about filling up the NIT field very quickly.
I was thinking that some of the lower rung ones, like Arkansas, Little Rock, the Sun Belt, a lot of their conference regular season champs ended up winning.
They did
their tournaments, but I guess some of the bigger ones, Chattanooga did.
But even in some of the other ones, the Holy Crosses were like a number 8 seed.
Yeah, they have 19 losses.
Now I'll admit, I have not watched as much college basketball as I did all weekend, and it was fun to see some of the teams. Stony Brook, this will be their first time in the tournament. It's always fun.
Are they a 16?
Stony Brook gets to play, right away.
Never have been the 16-1 upset, Nate.
I'm not sure about
Princeton
that.
almost did it.
They showed that time when they played Georgetown.
Yeah.
But, it's a wide open field. I guess the big question mark was, how did Michigan State not get a number 1 seed? How did Kentucky get a number 4 seed after beating Texas A&M? Who got a number 3 seed.
Well, South Carolina was another one that had maybe a little bit.
They didn't get in.
Yeah.
And so, but that'll be everybody will be pontificating, right?
That's usually the big thing on Monday, and then by Tuesday everybody forgets it and they move on to the other.
All right. Meanwhile, Georgia Southern baseball had a great week. Won all 4 games after a balk off at home.
Yeah, those exciting balk-off victories.
It was a win against Kennesaw. Go up and sweep 3 games from Appalachian State. Again, pitching was very good.
And they hit the ball.
Hunter Thomas makes his first appearance of the season, and his first at bat hits a grand slam. So the fog was unbelievable on Saturday until about noon, and then finally it cleared out, and they got both games in. Meanwhile, the softball team won 2 out of 3 at Texas State. Now, they're on some kind of a good trip for them. They're gone for like
Texas.
They're just staying in Texas.
Well, it's spring break for them. So.
I realize that. So they're going to Texas A&M on Tuesday, who is nationally ranked in the top 10, and then they're in a tournament at Texas Tech with Texas Tech and Boise State. I thought maybe they were trying to make a trip where maybe they had Arlington. Nope, it's not a back-to-back. It's spring break.
Yep.
Let's go spend 9-10 days
in Texas.
All right. So that kind of catches us up to date as to what's been going on. with Georgia Southern. The baseball team will be on the road Tuesday at Mercer before coming home this weekend. The conference, these are all conference weekends coming up till the middle of May, against Troy. And we'll know a little more about the team then. But right now, sitting at 11-5, which is a nice turnaround.
It is so far.
All right. Quick reminder, when you need legal advice in the Statesboro, Bullitt County area, we have the man for you to call on, and that is Lovett Bennett Jr., attorney at Law PC. Lovett's office located in downtown Statesboro. Back with more in a moment on Upon Further Review.
It's 2015 model sell-off at Franklin Toyota. Now is your best time to buy because every 2015 model must be sold.
At Franklin Toyota, save up to $6,000 off new Camrys or get 0 APR for 72 months.
Find it today at Franklin Toyota in Statesboro.
Dr. Sergio Dalsenia of Family Internal Medicine reminds you that Kathy Shriver, who specializes in diabetes education and consultations, is now exclusive to Family Internal Medicine. Call for an appointment. Their office located in the Cotton Ridge Plaza on Fair Road.
It's 2015 model sell-off at Franklin Toyota. Now is your best time to buy because every 2015 model must be sold.
At Franklin Toyota, save up to $5,000 off the new Prius or get 0 APR for 72 months.
Find it today at Franklin Toyota in Statesboro.
Well, we talked about it at the top of the show, and Josh, we have some highlights and post-game from Georgia Southern's matchup with South Alabama last week.
Yes, let's get out and see a little bit from what happened last week. The opening round of the Sun Belt Tournament, Georgia Southern and South Alabama. The Jags take the early lead. Nick Stover for 3. More from South Alabama as Stover finds Nick Davis inside for the easy 2. The Eagles trying to scratch back. Tukey Brown able to cut the lead to 6. The Jags respond. Ben Williams, the friendly bounce on the 3, back to a 9-point lead. This the kind of half it was for the Eagles. The block on one end and then off the miss. The follow-up slam on the other. GSU down by 15 at the half. We move to the second half. The Eagles able to chip away at the lead. Ike Smith, 2 of his 15 points. Later it's Tukey Brown, 2 more of his 15 on 5 of 18 shooting though. Later on the break, Tukey with 2 more to cut the lead to 4. But the Jags respond once again. Shaq Calhoun, 2 of his 15 in the game. And finally, another block on one end, leading to another fast break and dunk on the other as the Eagles season ends 67-61 the final.
You know, the end's never easy, and you know, this is a fun group to coach, and I watched them grow, I watched them get better, and you know, the way we played in the first half just wasn't indicative of the team that we've grown to be. You know, maybe the team we might have been early on in the season, but we were much better than that, and things, you know, got out of control with the turnovers. I think we lead the league in fewest turnovers and really taking care of the ball, and we just weren't ourselves. And it took us a while to settle into the game. And once we did in the second half, you know, I recognized that team that was in the second half that was out there playing. And I think we had it down to 3 with about 5 minutes to go, and then we had 4 straight turnovers. And when the game was 3 with 5 minutes to go, I really believed we were going to be able to pull it out, and I thought we were going to be able to find a way to win. But, you know, it's a moment, it's a game, you know, that is disappointing in the way we played. But if looking at the overall season, you know, really proud of where we became and how much better the guys got, and what a good group we have. So it's not the way we wanted to end, but you know, I think these young guys and the guys are coming back. I think this is going to be a great motivator for future success.
Well, Nate, as I mentioned, the good news is you got all your starters back next year. Maybe you get a couple other guys in and
we're going to have some other
turn
guys
things around. No, but I'm saying that they can contribute. You know, we need some help in the post, and you can't live and die by the 3.
You can.
And Tukey Brown's going to have another year under his belt.
That's right.
There's plenty to be excited about, optimistic about for the future. one and done is never a good thing.
All right. We'll come back and pick up some high school baseball action from last week. That and more in a moment on Upon Further Review.
Do you ever wonder what that 15% savings cost you in service?
What's the name on the account?
My name is Mary, M-A-R-Y.
Who is this?
Mary.
Oh,
My
okay.
name is Mary.
Right.
Are you even listening to me?
Sure.
At Glenn Davis Insurance, we get to know you as a person. To us, you're not just another number. Together with Auto Owners Insurance, we can develop an insurance plan tailored to your specific needs. Glenn Davis and Associates. Call or come by today.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you. And it's time now for our high school segment. It's presented by Ogeechee Technical College. We'll look at some high school baseball from last week after we take a look at this from OTC.
I'm Brian Reliza.
My name is Michaela Graham.
And I'm an echocardiography graduate.
I'm studying to be a veterinary technician.
And I am OTC.
And I am OTC.
We believe every path is different and every student is unique. Whether you're interested in dual enrollment and associate degree or earning credit toward a higher degree, a diploma, or certificate, Ogeechee Tech can help you build a strong foundation for your future. Visit ogeecheetech.edu to find out how you can go anywhere from here.
Josh, we had a lot of teams on the road last week. Portal did get a chance to play.
Yes.
They had been winning.
They had been winning until Josh gets a camera and goes out to cover them, and then they lose 2 in a row. Unfortunately, Trutland County, one of the better teams around, basketball and baseball. Let's get out and see some highlights from the road from Portal and Trutland. Portal on the road at Trutland, and the Panthers looking to start the scoring early on, 2 on, and Jamal Simpkins singles to left. The Panthers hold there with the bases loaded, but can't move across the run. So they get a ground out here, and that would be the story of the game. Panther runners left on base. Trutland, meanwhile, able to manufacture a run, a single, a wild pitch, and a couple ground outs. Push across the first run of the game, 1-0 Vikings. On the mound for Portal, Cole Busby, who has been on fire this year. Once again, Busby mowing down the Viking hitters. He'd finish with 8 strikeouts in the game. Busby getting some help defensively. As Jad Street playing heads-up ball, makes the catch and doubles the runner off at second. The Panthers with another opportunity in the 6th. Jake Brown with a couple of hits, including this one. Cole Busby then gets on with the bunt, but they'd be left on base once again. Meanwhile, Trutland with an insurance run in the bottom of the 6th. Tyler Benjamin, the RBI double. Portal leads 2 on again in the 7th, and they fall by a final count of 2-0. Well, Nate, good luck, or good news rather, for Southeast Bullock. They picked up a win. They'd lost a few in a row, and it was a region win at that, beat Islands. They started off kind of the same way last year, turned things around. Their region, sub-region rather, is a little weak, so they should be able to pick up some victories. Statesboro at Bradwell Monday as they begin their region schedule. Then Tuesday, BA is going to Pinewood. You have Montgomery County at Portal. Wednesday, Bradwell at Statesboro is the region, the way they do their thing. Southeast at Screven. Then Thursday, BA at Trinity. Friday, Thomas Jefferson comes to Bullock Academy. Portal goes to Jenkins County. Statesboro heads to Bradwell. Then Brantley County comes to Southeast Bullock for a Saturday afternoon game.
Yeah, and I think, just changing sports, congratulations to Southeast Bullock's wrestling team.
Oh, yeah, won the state.
Right?
That's impressive.
I think I got that right.
You did get that right.
Mike Sparks tries to keep me posted on a few of those things. Congratulations. You know, BA has had an excellent wrestling program.
Yep.
And SCB now comes back and wins a state championship, so shout out to them. All right, we're back with more in a moment on Upon Further Review. Tired of being tired? Do you start and end the day completely worn out? You may have obstructive sleep apnea. Dr. Lippincott at the Sleep Apnea Center in Statesboro can give you an evaluation and explain the new non-invasive procedure that has helped so many in our area. Call for an appointment or be on the lookout for one of our free seminars. The Sleep Apnea Center in Statesboro, part of Statesboro ENT, 120 South Zetterauer Avenue.
It's 2015 model sell-off at Franklin Toyota. Now is your best time to buy because every 2015 model must be sold.
At Franklin Toyota, save up to $6,000 off new Camrys or get 0 APR for 72 months.
Find it today at Franklin Toyota in Statesboro.
Well, Josh, as we said, the Schenkel comes to Statesboro this week, and you're hoping to get a chance to get out and talk with Georgia Southern's coach, right? Carter Collins.
Carter Collins is what he had to say, and we got a couple of players as well talking about this year's Schenkel field.
Schenkel Week's always a lot of fun. You know, it's always difficult to temper their expectations, but also understand this is a very important week for the program, and that's a tough mixture sometimes. But the team's been preparing for this all year, especially this semester and the last few weeks, and I expect us to be ready. We came back from an event a week and a half ago at Palmetto Golf Club in Aiken, South Carolina. We played very solid up there, and that course has a lot of similarities to Forest Heights Country Club, and we've been competing well at Forest Heights this semester in the last few weeks, and I don't expect the Schenkel to be any different. The team chemistry this year has been very nice. Give a lot of credit to the younger guys on fitting in immediately, and they've done a great job kind of realizing their role in the program and working hard to help each and every day make this team better. But I think the important part for them and even the guys that have been here for a while is to understand that this week is just another week. It's just competing at your home golf course, at a course we've been playing at all year. And the sooner they can wrap their heads around that, I think the sooner they'll kind of ease the pressure off of them and help them play their best.
Exciting going into it. Just fortunate enough to be able to have a spot in the tournament. It'll be kind of weird because I've always grown up going and watching it, and I haven't been able to watch it probably for the past 6 or 8 years, and to think that the next time I'll see it, I'll actually play in it is it's kind of exciting. The chemistry's been really good. Younger guys, including myself, stepping in and kind of realizing our role and learning from the older guys who have been there. I think chemistry's been really good.
I think the start of the fall was very solid overall for the whole team. We got off to obviously a good start with a win and a few second place finishes, but you know, the start of the spring season was a bit tough, finishing 10th at the Gator and not so good decent last week. But I think we're going in the right direction the whole time. We've had some good practices and the guys are playing pretty good, so I'm looking forward to it.
Well, Nate, the action actually gets away during the midweek. You've got the youth clinic coming up on Thursday. You have tournament beginning on Friday, and then Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully the weather cooperates. It looks like there's a chance, once again, unfortunately, from some rain on the weekend. Last year they had to play it all on Saturday. Don't want to do that one again. It's a little nicer when you can spread things out.
All right, we'll talk about some of the teams that are coming in here for the Schenkel, and we'll do that after this timeout.
We know how important your family is to you, which is why family medicine is so important to us. At TRICARE Family Medicine, we'll see that your family is in the best possible health. We offer a fun and friendly environment and are now accepting new pediatric and adult patients. Come experience the difference today. Let our family take care of your family at TRICARE Family Medicine, the official family practice of Georgia Southern Athletics.
It's 2015 model sell-off at Franklin Toyota. Now is your best time to buy because every 2015 model must be sold.
At Franklin Toyota, save up to $5,000 off the new Prius or get 0 APR for 72 months.
Find it today at Franklin Toyota in Statesboro.
Well, Josh, when I started doing some research on the teams that are coming in for the Schenkel, and while we're missing a few teams that have been regular participants, we've got a few new ones that have come in, including Harvard. And by the way, Harvard is actually ranked up there now.
Top 50, I think, aren't they?
No, they're a little higher 60? Than that. Yeah, but
okay.
But they're actually, they're a respectable team. Right now you got, Georgia Southern is in the low 60s in there, but we've got, one of the favorite, I guess, coming in here.
Yeah,
certainly would be the Auburn Tigers.
They've been playing really well, and
currently number 3,
defending champs
in the country, right? So but Wake Forest is back.
Yes,
and
speaking of which, Bill Haas, who played for Wake Forest and played in the Schenkel, was in a playoff on Sunday and lost to Charles Schwartzel. But
Charles, yes.
But Wake Forest, you talk about golf, you got Jack Nicklaus. I mean, that's a pretty prestigious program coming in, and they're in, what, 11th right
They're
now?
11th, and again, you look back, though, at some of these teams. North Carolina is
year in, year out, they're one of the
16.
better.
But you can check as to how many tournaments have they already won, okay, which usually gives you a story. Auburn's already won 3 tournaments, and Wake Forest has already won 3 tournaments. This is going back to the fall.
Right.
Of course, you talk about teams that have experienced winning that are, so we've got several of the elite programs.
And some individuals that are ranked among the top. I know that one of the guys that was coming in was the ranked number 1 in the country right now. I don't know what's happened over the last week or two, so things can change.
Yeah, the Auburn guy is right up there, and as far as low medalist, certainly he'll be one to follow. The Georgia Southern squad, though, has really been turned over almost completely now.
Oh, without a doubt. Well, they have a couple transfers and a couple of freshmen, youngsters that are really playing pretty well this year, but it's kind of been a different guy kind of helping the way each week. So if they can get them together, you know how that works.
Yeah, I think our low management was a Fisk, and he's again, they show their averages obviously, and he's been shooting about a 71.5, and but just like Josh said, the problem has been Georgia Southern's consistency in trying to find the right 5 guys to have out there, and I'm sure they will have to play their way in as they do every tournament.
And you know what happens every year? Some guy as an individual is going to be in the top 20. It ends up happening every year, which is a good thing, I guess, but you'd love to have that score be one that you counted instead of one that's playing as an individual.
All right, so you'll have a chance. Of course, it's free to go out to the Schenkel on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There'll be some Georgia Southern baseball in the game times, 7 o'clock Friday, 7 o'clock Saturday, and 1 o'clock on Sunday. So we'll have plenty to cover. We'll see you next time on Upon Further Review.
Join us again next time for Upon Further Review, brought to you in part by Ogeechee Technical College, Education with Purpose, and by Dr. Lincoln Lippincott with the Sleep Apnea Center in Statesboro.